Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a voice that has reshaped how India reads food labels, questions health claims, and demands better, both as a consumer and now as a clean label founder. Our next speaker is none other than Revant Himatsingka, known widely as Food Pharmer. Huge round of applause for him, please. The force behind the viral movement, Label Padhega India. Can we say that together? Label Padhega India. With his trademark clarity and conviction, he's educated millions and exposed the gap between what's marketed and what's actually consumed. Today, he brings that truth to the people who can act on it. Manufacturers, brand owners, product developers, and investors, with a call to build transparency, trust, and clean food from the inside out. I don't need to say much because look at the attendees in the room. Once again, can we have a huge round of applause for our food farmer in the house, Revant Himatsingka. Come on, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Firstly, thank you so much for being here with us. Excited?
Very excited. Thank you.
Is he excited? Are you all excited? Over to you. Oh, wow. Over to you, Hemant.
Do we have a mic which I can stand around or no?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? So very, very excited to be here. I feel like I'm talking to my own community. Like, when you're making videos, you're talking to everyone, like, 8-year-old kid to an 80-year-old person and people not from the food industry, so they don't understand sometimes what you're talking about. So you have to very simplify everything. Isme itna chammac chini hai. And you have to very simplify everything such that a 5-year-old, 6-year-old can understand it. And that's what I try to do with my videos. Some people say it's oversimplification also. Some people criticize me ki yaar it's not that simple. It's not ki isme itna chammac chini to ye kharab hai. It's much more complicated than that, and I understand that. But now I feel like I'm talking to my group because I feel all of you all are in the same industry. You all understand how it works. So I'm going to give a quick overview about me and a lot of other things. So first of all, why Food Farmer? A lot of people ask me, why do I call myself Food Farmer with a PH and not Food Farmer? So, the answer is, I believe that food is medicine. And the PH is coming from pharma. So farmer, so pharma. So I believe that food is medicine. And if we eat food made by farmers, we'll reduce our dependency on pharma. And that's how the name Food Farmer came about. I was earlier going to name myself Grocery Guy. And then my mom told me that it sounds like a food delivery app. And then I changed my name to Food Farmer. And my mission has been very clear. It's just one thing. Main thing is to try to get Indians to become more health literate. So I believe just the way we study history, geography, integration, differentiation in schools, we should be studying health and nutrition in schools. And that's like my main goal, to try to get health in the school curriculum. And I've been trying to fight with ICSE, CBSE, and a lot of other people to try to get health in the school curriculum. So far, I have received 8 legal notices, 1 2 crore defamation suit, and 2 6-month imprisonment charges as well. And probably some people who've sent me this are somewhere in the room as well. It's not been very easy, to be very honest. But I have been very lucky to get a lot of public support. And now I say only one line to all brands. If you send me a legal notice, I will get you publicly noticed. So that's like the one line. And you can read this article. This was on Economic Times. These days, the biggest worry for consumer companies, especially the ones that have made fortunes selling sweet stuff, aren't rivals or slowing demand. Their CXOs are brainstorming on how to stop this one health influencer who almost every week has been calling out popular brands on their health claims. The anxiety has reached such a pitch that some companies have even begun building entire firefighting arms of brand strategies ready to deploy the moment their name gets called out. So it's been quite difficult, to be very honest, because while I'm posting as a joke, there has been a lot of PR against me, and many you'll see micro influencers and all post against me in the recent times, because there has been so much, my Twitter account getting hacked, me losing all my followers. So it's been pretty challenging for me as well. But I cannot lie that it's been very encouraging as well, because I've got a lot of support as well from the public. One thing I've been very clear with so far, at least, has been that I've done no food brand deals. So I get a lot of brand deals from especially food companies to promote them. So not only have I done no unclean, like, the junk food brand deals, but even the clean food brand deals, I have so far avoided them, because I'm trying my best that whatever I say should be unbiased. Even about a clean food company, I've promoted so many companies in the last few years that this company is doing a good job, that company is doing a good job, but I've tried my best that at least in the food space, I'm not doing brand deals. I'm doing sometimes brand deals in the other space because I need to still, make money in some way. But I've been trying my best to be completely honest. Last year, exactly when I was at CMPL last year, one day before that, we had launched Label Padhega India, which is a simple campaign to try to get 140 crore Indians to start reading labels. Labels ke baare mein koi, till a year ago, no one was talking about labels. You look at a 10-year-old kid. Why would he read? No one was talking about it. So the idea was, can we use a very simple slogan to popularize the label movement? And I had seen Ice Bucket Challenge in the US 10 years ago, which it got very popular, where people are nominating 3 people, and the 3 people are nominating 3 more people, if you remember from Ice Bucket Challenge long ago. Similarly, I thought of starting Label Padhega India, where you take a selfie of yourself reading a label, and then you will tag 3 more people, and they will tag 3 more people, and then it becomes a movement of reading labels. And the goal is simple. Just imagine if 140 crore Indians start reading labels, companies will have no option but to start putting their actual ingredients on their pack in the front. Companies will have no option but to be honest and start giving us better quality food. So they will not, if everyone starts reading labels, then companies will not be able to write atta biscuit and put 1% atta. Because if everyone's reading labels, they'll be forced to do honest marketing. That was the idea of Label Padhega India. Later on, I started the Sugar Board movement. I don't know, have any people see who knows Sugar Board movement? Who does not know Sugar Board movement? Okay, a lot of people don't know. I think you need to follow Food Pharmer on Instagram. No, I'm joking. So it is we started a Sugar Board movement, which is basically like a board to display how much sugar is there in most of our everyday packaged foods. And now I'm very happy to announce that CBSE and ICSE both have made it a mandate that every single ICSE and CBSE school in India should have a sugar board. Thank you. And that is basically 2 crore Indian children study in CBSE schools, and a few lakh students study in ICSE schools. So combined, that's a lot of people getting more and more aware of what they're consuming. So that's a very big step. And now recently, the government also announced that they will put sugar boards in every government office as well. And PM Modi in his Mann Ki Baat also spoke about the sugar board movement and why it's very important. So I was kind of encouraged how a 1-minute Instagram reel can become like a national movement. And it's been very, very encouraging. So I will now also talk today about only what's needed, which is my food brand. I don't like to use the word brand, but I can't deny it's a brand. We had a soft launch 5 days ago, and we are launching in about 10 days. So this is like a very crucial time, and it's a very interesting time. So it's a very exciting time for me to be here. So I'm going to talk about why am I starting only what's needed. What are we going to do there? And I'm going to be happy to answer any and every question. So I keep asking my audience, my people who follow me. So around 50 lakh people follow me, and around 2-3 crore people don't follow me but know who I am. So the 50 lakh people who follow me, I keep asking them, rather than me deciding what I should do next, why don't you help me decide what I should do next? So I put up a poll on my Instagram stories and on my LinkedIn poll and YouTube poll and all of that, that what do you think I should do next? And I gave these 4 options, but there were more options outside of this as well, on the comment section and all of that, where people, majority of them said that you should start a clean food venture and help us give more alternatives. They've always told me, Food Farmer, you just criticize brands. You never tell us what is good. That has been a complaint. So why don't you start making clean food? Because if you make clean food, we know that we can trust you. And so that was the voting that we did. And everything we've done so far, like every major decision has been made on votes. For example, we did a survey after that, like, what product should I start with? People said, do something in the protein space. After that, I did a poll on what should be the name. So I had decided a name. The name of the company, in my opinion, should be Take Charge. Because whatever I have done so far has been taking charge. Instead of being laid back, I have taken charge. And I want people, like Label Padhega India was people taking charge of their health. So I came up with the name Take Charge. And then I did a voting on my Instagram stories. Only 34% people loved the name, but a very large number of people found it average. And 11% of people even disliked the name. So there were around 43% of people who did not really like the name that much. And Take Charge was a name which I had personally liked a lot. In fact, there were some WhatsApp groups from my own internal team, and I had named it Take Charge as well. So even now there are some WhatsApp groups I have which is called Take Charge. But people did not like it. Then I asked people, okay, what do you think should be the name? And one of the people commented, there were many names. People commented Label Padhega India, you should name your startup Label Padhega India. Some people said you should call it Food Farmer itself. And various names. Then someone suggested only what's needed. And I found it interesting, so I put that on poll as well. And that got a significantly higher amount of love compared to Take Charge. Take Charge, people told me, is like an energy drink. The word charge makes them feel it's like an energy drink, not a protein. So only what's needed got a much more positive name, and the initials of only what's needed is own. You're owning your health. And it's sort of like Take Charge. So I liked this one more, and more people liked it. And the idea was that most companies put unnecessary ingredients. We are going to put only what's needed. So I like this name. That's how we decided the name. We asked people, what should we do about whey protein or plant protein? People voted for whey. Even this, basically, even a decision like isolate or concentrate. I'll tell you, most of Indians don't know the difference between isolate protein and concentrate. So I also found this is a great way for me to educate the audience. So like imagine a teenager is watching this video, or an 18, 19-year-old who does not know the difference. So I'm educating people, isolate ye hota hai, concentrate ye hota hai. Concentrate is marginally worse, but it's much more affordable than isolate. Like I can give you isolate if you want, but it'll be very expensive and most of you won't buy it. And then most people chose concentrate. So we kept doing these polls, whether we should use a white box or a brown box and things like that. What t-shirt design should be there? What should be, when should we do the launch? What should be the next category? What should be the flavor? But basically this, we essentially co-created India's first ever brand entirely with the public. And the idea once again was, most companies are built by 5 people in a boardroom. If you just think of it, any company, they are building for 140 crore people, but they are built by 5 people in a boardroom, or maybe 10 people in a boardroom. And these 10 people are deciding ki यार जैगरी यूज करते हैं, अभी ट्रेंड में आ रहा है जैगरी, तो जैगरी यूज करते हैं. अभी एवोकाडो ट्रेंड में है तो एवोकाडो यूज करते हैं. अभी कॉफी ट्रेंड में है तो कॉफी यूज करते हैं. मतलब इट्स अ 5-10 people in a boardroom deciding it. So the idea was, how can we be more transparent and get the public to be a part of it? And not only that, it also helps with education. Every ingredient, I'm explaining to the people emulsifier क्या होता है. कि no one honestly wants to watch a video on emulsifiers. No one. If I make a video thrashing a noodles brand, I'll get millions of views. But if I make a video on emulsifier, much lesser people will want to watch it. But still, we are making these videos so that people get educated. Ki why is an emulsifier needed? People are like, यार ये chemical sound कर रहा है, emulsifier मत डालो, food farmer हो, आप ही chemical डालोगे तो कैसे चलेगा? And I explain to people कि emulsifier का purpose क्या होता है. If I don't put the emulsifier in the protein, then it won't mix. Then you are the one who's going to complain that my protein is not mixing. So we did this entire education piece, and that's how we co-created India's first ever, I would say, co-created brand. And the idea is, once again, to provide more alternatives. Protein is the first thing that we've started with, but we are going to move to many more spaces as long as people would like that. I did a soft launch about 10 days ago, 5 days ago. I got varied feedback. Some people loved it, the idea of it. We've not shipped the products yet. But once again, the idea is to keep co-creating it with the public throughout the journey. I'm curious. When I came in today, I did not want this to be a lecture. I know many of you will have questions from me as well. So I want all of you to ask me these questions and I can answer it, whether it's about my brand, whether it's about the sugar board movement, whether it's about creating content and things like that. The one or two things which I will want to add today is, I am not against junk food. Many people think Food Pharmer is a guy against junk food. I'm not against junk food. I am against junk food marketing itself as healthy. आपको चीनी डालना है आप डालो, बट साथ में ये मत बोलो कि आपको टॉलर बना देगा, स्ट्रॉन्गर बना देगा. Like, just call a spade a spade. Don't, like, if you want to sell a soft drink, it's fine. But then don't say that it has vitamin C and it has these XYZ properties which will boost your immunity and things like that. And that is the entire point of the movement. It is not, again, people keep thinking कि Food Farmer junk food के against है. Food Farmer misleading marketing के against है. False marketing against है. Junk food के against नहीं हो. Once I had gone to my relative's place recently, and you know, like you go to a relative's place, so you know there's dessert there, there's ice cream, and I had ice cream, and then like my cousin started teasing me that I'll take your photo having ice cream and I'll upload it on internet. I'll expose Food Farmer. I'm like, yaar, expose karo na yaar. Like, I have ice cream, I have noodles, I have soft drinks. People online think I don't touch anything. I have the same chocolate powder that I criticize. But the point is, don't mislead the public, because India is the diabetes capital of the world. There are articles which say India may become the cancer capital of the world. And the only way we can fight against it is if the public is educated about what they are consuming, they understand what they are putting into the body, and companies don't mislead. Like, imagine, I'll give you a few examples. I go to a lot of underprivileged schools to educate people on how to read a label. And once while I was doing that, a particular kid told me, I have stopped having, I'm not going to take names here, that's reserved for my videos. I have stopped having the black color soft drink. You all know which one I'm talking about. Instead, I have that lemon soft drink, the green one. And so I asked him why. He was like, I'm against junk food, so I've stopped having the black one, I'm having the green one. And then I asked him why. It's because that is transparent. The green one, if you look at it, if you pour it, it's transparent. The black one is black in color. So in his head, black is unhealthy. Transparent, he used the word clear hai. And according to him, transparent is fine. So point is, people don't understand कि यार villages, towns, इतना लोगों को कुछ पता ही नहीं है कि क्या healthy है क्या नहीं है. उन्हें लग रहा है कि soft drink just because transparent है वो healthy है. वो नींबू पानी है. They're equating it to नींबू पानी. That's how much education is required. And which is why I keep saying, if we want to fight against diabetes, unfortunately, what we focus on is building more hospitals and subsidizing medicine. But the actual way we can fight against diabetes is through health education. It's the cheapest and most effective way to fight against diabetes. अगर आप हॉस्पिटल बिल्ड करने जाओगे, आप हजारों करोड़ स्पेंड करोगे, आप नहीं बिल्ड कर पाओगे हर एक जन के लिए हॉस्पिटल. लेकिन एजुकेशन करिकुलम में हेल्थ लाना वो काफ़ी आसान है, रिलेटिव बेसिस पे काफ़ी आसान है. तो वो 8 साल का बच्चा जिसको लगता है कि जस्ट बिकॉज एक ड्रिंक ट्रांसपेरेंट है वो हेल्दी है, उन्हें हमें एडुकेट करना है. एक और एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, फिर मैं क्वेश्चंस के लिए भी ओपन अप करूँगा. I had gone to another NGO where I was teaching kids. They told me earlier they used to have rotis for their dinner. Now instead of rotis, they started having atta noodles for dinner. Why? Because the atta noodles says it has as much fiber as 3 rotis. And that's why their mother has been like, अब रोटी नहीं, आप आटा नूडल्स ही खा लो यार. रोटी बनाने में आधा घंटा लगता है, सब्जी रोटी ये वो. नूडल्स में 5-7 मिनट लगता है. 2 मिनट तो नहीं लगता है, 5-7 मिनट लगता है. So just imagine there is this kid out there not having roti sabzi because there's marketing going on that atta noodles has as much fiber as 3 rotis. Once again, the audience here understands it, understands that this marketing is fake. But the bulk of India does not understand it. Which is why when I make a video saying this soft drink has 8 spoons of sugar, sometimes the educated South Bombay audience criticizes me कि यार ये तो सबको पता है कि soft drink healthy नहीं होता है. But सबको नहीं पता है. मतलब if you go to bulk of India, they don't know this. Which is why also when I was in the US for 13 years, and there was a lot of misleading marketing in the US as well. But when I left the US and I came back to India, and I started making videos, earlier my first 6 months, if you go back to my page, all my videos were in English. Now most of my videos are in Hindi, because I'm trying to reach out to the mass. Most of the English-speaking audience kind of knows what is going on in their food. But my job is to try to reach out to the wider audience, which is why we have campaigns like Label Padhega India, which is why we have campaigns like Sugar Board Movement. And Sugar Board Movement is not the end of it. We are now also have a Oil Board Movement. We are going to have a Salt Board Movement. We're going to have a Sleep Board Movement, a Vitamin Board Movement, a Mineral Board Movement, Mental Health Board Movement. So we're going to keep trying to use simple ways to educate the kids, because if we educate and make every Indian child health literate, that is the fastest way to fight against diabetes. Thank you so much. And I am still here. I am not going anywhere. Even if they ask me, I'm going to be here. So I want to open it up for questions. So if you have any questions for me or the brand I'm starting, only what's needed. If you want to partner with me, if you want to do my manufacturing, you want to do anything, I'm happy to answer any question.
Hi,
Thank you so much.
We already have someone here.
Hi.
I've been waiting because I'm your big fan.
Thank you.
And I've been following you on social media from quite a while. And I wanted to tell you this, that when I was a small kid, I used to look up to Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan as my hero. But now you are my real hero.
Thank you.
And you've really changed that definition of hero for me.
Thank you. Means a lot to me. Hopefully, I don't start selling tobacco in 10 years.
No, you're definitely not going to do that. So एक चीज़ ये पूछना था कि where do you get this courage from to fight this big giants? एक चीज़ वो है. दूसरा जैसे आपका टी शर्ट बोलता है कि मेक इंडिया हेल्दी अगेन, बट मेजर इंडिया जो है रिसाइड्स इन विलेजेस, या मेजर इंडिया जो है वो मासेस है. आई कम फ्रॉम अ टीयर 3 सिटी. आई लुक कि मैं सोचता हूँ क्या हम आपका जो रिवॉल्यूशन है वो छोटे विलेजेस तक लेके जा सकते हैं क्या, क्योंकि आपका जो सोशल मीडिया पे फॉलोइंग है वो या प्रोटीन पाउडर आपने शुरू किया है, इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी परचेज बाय अ वेरी लिमिटेड और स्मॉल मार्जिन, या एक सर्टन पॉपुलेशन का ही अफोर्ड कर पाएंगे. सो माई थॉट इज़, और आई लुक अप टू कि मैं कुछ एसोसिएट कर पाऊँ वेयर वी कैन टेक योर मूवमेंट, योर रिवॉल्यूशन टू द tier 3, tier 4 small villages of India.
No, you're very right. To be very honest, you're completely correct, because a protein powder as a category, even a cheap protein powder, is consumed by pretty much the 1 to 5% of India. 95% of India is not consuming protein powder. So I agree that that will not make India healthy again. That will make South Bombay healthy again. But we will eventually obviously have to start products which are like probably like biscuits, a healthier biscuit, or a healthier
Chikki, millet chikki.
chikki, and things like that, chana and makhana and various other things like that. You cannot make India healthy again if you only focus on products for the rich. So I completely agree with that, and I think to realize that this is a starting point, and we'll keep expanding into other places. But जो आपका पहला पॉइंट था कि हाउ डू वी मेक श्योर कि इट रीचेज मोर पीपल, मैं खुद भी वो ट्राई कर रहा हूँ कि इट रीचेज मोर पीपल. अनफॉर्चुनेटली मोर पीपल फॉलो मी ऑन इंस्टाग्राम एंड लेसर ऑन यूट्यूब, एंड फ्रॉम वॉट आई हैव लर्न इन द लास्ट 2 years, YouTube is where bulk of India is, not Instagram. WhatsApp is obviously where the bulk of India is first, second followed by YouTube. So I am trying to increase my footprint on WhatsApp and YouTube. But once again, I am trying to again translate my videos, like I'm making my videos in Hindi and I'm exploring, should I translate my videos in other languages to try to reach mass India? I also sometimes try to give alternatives which are cheaper, even if they're not perfect, because I know the perfect alternative will be too expensive.
Right.
So that's what I try my best to do. And also, I use very simple language.
Yeah.
Like, terms like longer the expiry date, the sooner our expiry date.
Yes.
Longer the ingredient list, longer the medication list, and things like that, which are very simple, which a 5-6-year-old also will get interest in. Obviously, I know there are exceptions to every rule, and it's not exactly accurate, what I just said. But the idea is, again, to make it simple that a 6-year-old, 8-year-old understands. One last point I'll just say. Most people who make videos in the health space, like doctors, nutritionists, and whoever else is making videos, they are only focusing on health conscious people. So they use very technical terms, biochemistry, circadian rhythm, and various other technical terms which appeal to only health conscious people. But how many health conscious people are there in India, percentage wise? Probably 4-5% of India is health conscious. My job is to focus on the remaining 95% of people. My job is that when you're scrolling on Instagram, there are 5 videos that you scroll by. One is a dance reel, one is a get ready with me, one is something. My job is that even though I'm talking about health, how do I make you stop on my reel? For that, I need to make it funny, I need to make it engaging, I need to make it I'm using a whiteboard where I'm tearing things and I'm opening things and I'm displaying it in a particular way to make it more fun. Once again, is so that the remaining 95% of people who don't care about health, like an 8-year-old child, even he starts caring about it. Because to be very honest, when I was 8 years old, I would never follow someone who talks about health. I would follow a cricketer or a sports person. So now I am like, how do I make sure that my 8-year-old version of me would want to watch this? So that's how I've been doing it. Sorry, a long answer.
No, and where do you get the courage from?
So one, I'm not trying to brag because he asked this, the word courage. My last name is Himatsingka. Himmat obviously means courage. Singh means lion. And ka is the Hindi word ka. So it technically means courage of a lion. But I didn't get my courage from there. Courage, I think, is just, I had seen a lot of people suffer from misleading marketing. And both in India as well as in the US, I've lived most of my adult life in the US. Post 18, I've lived almost my entire life in the US. वहाँ पर भी बहुत ज़्यादा packaged food है, इंडिया से भी ज़्यादा packaged food है, और वहाँ पर भी और misleading marketing है. So when I saw these things, I myself have suffered from it. I myself bought things thinking it's healthy for me. वो लिख दिए jaggery और high protein or 2 grams of protein है. I myself suffered from it, so that's why. That's where, I've not actually made a list, but I made a pro-con list. The pros outweigh the cons. The cons are that mere ko kuch hoga. Cons are that. But the pros are that potentially 140 crore Indians will become health literate. So the pros outweigh the cons, and that's why I feel like it's a rational decision for me to take the courage and do this. And now that I have so much support from the public, it will be letting them down if I don't continue having that courage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lots of love to you.
Thank you.
Okay, for that amazing question, I think, where is that gentleman? You get this. Come ahead, come ahead, come ahead.
I'll also try to keep my answers shorter so that more people can ask questions.
Okay, he wants to take it from your hand. So go on stage. Quickly, quickly. Who's going to ask? All right, I like that. There are a lot of hands now. I'm going to allow him to be the judge. Okay, you've got the mic already.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're going to take the pick because we have others waiting for their questions. Thank you so much.
Hi.
Here we have the
Hi,
next
everyone.
question.
Hi. My name is Priyank. I'm currently trying to build a beverage based out of coconut water. That is what we are working on. Wanted to understand your view on preservative and sugar. So people keep saying that it's okay to eat unhealthy food, but you should limit the quantities. Like you also mentioned, you eat ice cream or you eat sugar, coconut powder, whatever, chocolate powder. My question is, but about preservatives and sugar, people say, no, you should completely cut it. Like you should only have it in 0% quantities. Sugar is something which you cannot reduce. You'll have to eliminate it. And as much as I read about it, I'm getting more confused. So I want to understand from you, as somebody who is in the health space for many, many years now, what is your opinion about it?
So I personally don't believe that we should eliminate it. I feel like people who try to eliminate it sometimes are able to eliminate it for a few days and then they go back to it and they have even more of it. So in any of my videos, I have never said don't have sugar. I have never said stop having sugar completely. All I am saying is that this particular soft drink has 8 teaspoons of sugar, or this particular chocolate spread has 4 teaspoons of sugar per 15 ml or whatever. So I don't believe that we should eliminate it. Unfortunately, and I'm not saying to each person his own. Some people are successfully able to have no sugar, which is fine. But I feel like it's just that if you look at most of the data, it says that Indians are over-consuming sugar. As long as we're not over-consuming and we're able to reduce and consume to an optimum amount, it's fine. So yeah, that's my viewpoint, that we don't need to take a very aggressive standpoint. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to roll. Okay, we have one gentleman also over there waiting since long. Hold on. Yeah, that side, one. Then we go to you.
Hi, Revant. I'm Sajad. I wanted to ask a question regarding the protein brand that you're launching.
Okay.
So I personally am consuming the Whole Truth, which
Okay.
I believe they have cracked the clean marketing thing. So the brand that you are creating, would there be a differentiation from the point of view of ingredients, or would there be some differentiation is what I wanted to know. I'm sure your reach is going to be massive as compared to them because of the number of followers that you have. Just from an ingredient perspective, if you could just brief us a little.
They are a great brand as well, Whole Truth, and I know Shashank, the founder, quite well. So yeah, there is a little bit of difference, of course. They have many categories. They use a different sweetener from us. I think they use, if I'm not wrong, monk fruit. We are in the initial days going to use stevia. In some of their protein powders, they put jaggery and dates, if I'm not wrong, and maybe at least our first version does not have that. So there will be some differentiation here and there, but even in the terms of taste, like that, they may use a different type of chocolate than we use. So they may use a different mango. We may use a. I don't have a mango flavor, but like my point is, there will of course be differences in the product. Having said that, the protein powder space, there is comparatively compared to other spaces, like for example, chips. Two chips brands can be completely different from each other. But protein powder is harder to have differentiation at the end of the day fully in your product. Of course, you can use cleaner ingredients. Like for example, in our protein powder, we are not using any flavors. No natural flavor, no artificial flavor, only real cocoa. Now, some brands use artificial flavor, which is also fine, that's their choice. So we will try to differentiate ourselves with the quality of ingredients, but ultimately in protein powder, I think many protein powders are very similar to each other. Like for example, we are doing very extensive testing. Most protein powders in the market test themselves once in 6 months, once in 1 year. We are going to do every single batch testing. And not only one or two aspects, we're not only testing protein, we're testing protein, heavy metal, amino acids, and various other things every single batch. So these are some ways we are going to try to hopefully differentiate ourselves.
Oh, switch on the mic.
Hello. My name is Take. See, I have a questions. Now, back of you have printed the nutritional information, right? But what is the authentication of the nutrition information? I have seen that many people, actually many small manufacturers only, they are actually copying the others' information and printing it. So what is your mission to actually mention the correct nutrition information on the label? That is one thing. Another question is that you talk about only the sugar. Why you don't talk about the oil and fats?
I think, so first of all, second question first. So 10 days ago, I launched a campaign called Oil Board Movement. 15 days ago, I launched a video called Stir Zada Tel Adha. I have made many other videos on oil as well. I think the thing is, most people don't watch every video of yours. And some of the videos which have gone viral are the ones which are talking about sugar. So I do talk about other things as well. It's just that sugar is very simple to understand, so it goes viral. Like even parents, they show their children videos about sugar. If I make a video on oil, the parents are not showing the video on oil onto their children. So that is the thing. I'm making videos on other topics as well. Regarding the first question you had, authenticity of label. First one, just joke, I'm just saying, there is one particular brand which I'm not allowed to talk about because of legal issues. So I can't take their name. So because I can't take their name, I printed their nutrition label here. I'm not taking names. Regarding the authenticity, so if I'm not wrong, you are right about the small brands sometimes putting ingredients and nutrition label based on the bigger brands, but the bigger brands usually are by and large accurate. Sometimes they are wrong, but 80%, 90% they are accurate. So this movement is just to try to get people to get more aware. Of course, like there was a report which said that many protein powders are over-claiming their protein. They say they have 24 grams of protein, but they actually have 18, 19 grams of protein. So of course, there is a little bit of mislabeling. But from what I have learned, that by and large, the bigger brands are accurate. And if they're not accurate, we can send it for a lab test. Like any one of us can send it to a lab test. I see Ashwin Badri's photo here, Equinox Labs. So you can send it for a lab test and you can find out whether the company is lying to you or not. So I think that no company can cheat us blindly. They cannot claim 0 fat and have 10 grams of fat. No big companies. Smaller companies, you're right. So I am mainly focusing on bigger companies because that is easier to focus on. Smaller companies, maybe we need a different mission.
We have All right, over there. They've been waiting since long for a question.
Hello. So I'm Ronak Minat. I just graduated right now, and I'm going against your topic. We are starting a soft drink brand.
Okay.
So
Once again, against, I had mentioned 2-3 times. I'm not against junk food. I'm against junk food marketing as healthy. So does your soft drink brand say it has vitamin C or it makes you taller? No. Okay. Then I'm not against you.
So basically, I personally consume lot soft drinks, rose pita tha, hota tha, but like you know how you said that only the top tier 2 or tier 3 cities get the best. Now it's kombucha which is coming. They get in 150, 200 like that pricing. We are starting with rupees 65, and our next target is to go all towards the masses, providing 20 to 25 rupees.
Kombucha.
No. Soft drink only.
Okay.
We have not removed sugar, we have limited the sugar to very less thing. It's like 1 teaspoon in your thing we can say.
But taste आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है?
हाँ, बस that the taste की soft drink में taste चाहिए आदमी को. नहीं होगा तो फिर it will go away, fly away और brand दिखेगा नहीं. So we have 6 gram fruit sugar in it and a bit of stevia, and the taste is what we are focusing on. And also we want that in today's date, Indians have a lot of stress. So basically stress समझो drink से तो जाएगा नहीं. I have put ashwagandha, licorice, L-theanine in my drink. But stress उसमें से नहीं जाएगा. प्रिय, what can we say this? खाली nutrition डाल के stress आदमी का नहीं जाएगा. Emotional होना चाहिए कुछ.
हाँ.
So we are also working on that.
आपका question क्या है exactly?
So my question is, if you were to start a brand like this,
हाँ.
what is your suggestion to go against this MNC, because we will be swept away like this only. So according to you, if you had this brand with you, the soft drink brand which we are starting out, what would your next step be?
I would try to see what other soft drink brands which have been smaller, which have done well. I would try to look at what they've done. For example, Lahori, Jeera, which I'm not sure, I think which has done well, although they have a lot of sugar. But I think they are one of the new age brands that have done well. So I would try to see that. I would try to focus on the educated audience first who are already health conscious and try to, because they would understand stevia. A lot of the people who are not aware, they are like, "Arey, stevia chemical kharab hai, ye wo." But the people who are more educated, they know ki it's fine for you. So I would focus on those people who are already health literate. First, try to get my products to them and then try to go mass. But because I would not focus on tier 4, tier 5 and all of that, because they're not, if a 10 rupee Pepsi is available or a 10 rupee soft drink is available, they're not going to buy a 30 rupee product which is cleaner. So I would be very careful about who my target audience is, not randomly try to sell everyone. And I would focus a lot on schools, and not schools, but colleges. Because I don't want to promote soft drink in schools, but 18 plus at least. So I would focus on colleges because I think they are more receptive to trying out newer brands, cooler brands. Yeah, but having said that, one last thing. I keep getting asked by people, by my relatives, by people who follow me, should I start this packaged food? Should I start this? I always tell them, stay away from the food industry. Genuinely, because it's a very, very, very difficult industry. I get emails, 100 plus emails every single week from small companies which are like, can you promote me? And I do promote many of them. But it's just impossible to, like there is too many brands which are getting shut every single day. It's very, very, very difficult to compete with a bigger player which has so much more marketing. I have followers. I have 50 lakh people who follow me. Even then, I have not even launched my product yet, but I'm already struggling. It's like such a difficult thing, even though I have followers. For someone who does not have that, I can't imagine how difficult it must be. So I am like don't invest your entire life savings, and it is my usual advice I give to most people, because it's a very difficult, very brutal industry. हर दिन मुझे एक पीनट बटर कंपनी का ईमेल आता है, मेरा पीनट बटर है, आप प्रमोट करो. भाई इतना पीनट बटर नहीं खा रहा है कोई. बट जो भी ट्रेंड होता है ना, अभी kombucha ट्रेंड में तो सब लोग kombucha बना रहे हैं, अभी matcha ट्रेंड में सब लोग matcha बना रहे हैं. People don't realize there's not that much demand as the trend is there. And the trend is lasting for 1 or 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, we have room for one last question. So, Revant, you can take a call. One last question. Oh, I
You
have
all
too
take
many
the call. I
hands
don't
that I
wanna take
can
the
see.
call.
Okay, I have that gentleman already having the mic now.
I'll be
Okay, I'll take-
standing
I'll take
around
it.
here for
Don't
some
worry.
time afterwards, if you all want.
Yeah. Once again, thank you for not doing the great job.
Can I? Yeah. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah. My straight question. I'm from Tier 3 city, struggling to become Tier 2. In fact, thanks that you launched the movement Label Padhega India, but when we try to read the label, the fonts are getting thinner and smaller day by day. And sometimes I tested my eyes twice, probably unable to read, but then I thought that finally the fonts were small. Second thing, people using the gimmick from ingredients to key ingredients. So sometimes those harmful ingredients, people, they conveniently do not mention. Otherwise, everything else they mention kind of bold and big fonts, but those ingredients, they mention only key ingredients. Third thing, probably I've heard or probably read some label. Some of the cookies, they say millet cookie. But when I actually read, millet jowar was 1 or 2%, rest were full of maida. So is there any FSSI rule, just to know, in case if it is?
So the rule is that you should list your ingredients in descending order of weight, the ingredients. But once again, there is, as far as I know, there is no rule that if you have less than 2% of millets, then you cannot call yourself a millet cookie. That's the biggest loophole which companies use. Put 2% of a product and call yourself millet cookie, atta Maggi, atta noodle, whatever. Atta noodles वैसे have 80% atta. They are being honest. But most other companies just use 1 or 2% things and just do it. Even I'm doing whey protein. I'm doing whey protein concentrate. Now whey protein isolate is considered to be better. So many brands, they write whey protein isolate, but they put 2% isolate and mostly is concentrate. We are using concentrate and we're putting concentrate. We're saying is concentrate. We're not saying isolate. But people say isolate and they write 2% isolate. So this is a big problem. So unfortunately, I think there is no law which prevents them from doing that currently. So currently, it's a consumer who will have to start reading labels and figuring it out. You are correct on the, it's too small, the font size. It's intentionally small. So we are trying our best. As far as I know, I may be wrong, FSAI guideline is that the font size should be minimum 4, which is too small. So in our product, as much as I know, we are using at least font size 10, at least, so that people can read it. Some of the key ingredients, you are right, that sometimes companies list their key ingredients, some of the smaller ingredients which are harmful, they try to avoid. But honestly, this is something which is beyond me. This is a only regulation can solve this. I cannot solve it, only regulation can solve this. Yeah, thank you. And I am still here for 5-10 minutes. So just don't pitch me your business, but yeah, we can still chill here.
It looks like the mic is saying time up.
Hi,
Okay.
sir. I have one last question about baby foods. So I run my name is Jane Matthew and I am from Kerala. I run a pharmacy chain in Kerala. So I am someone who looks into the nutrition facts of all food which I take from school. But I have a newborn. My baby is 7 months old. So she was 6 months completely breastfed. So right now we are in a situation we cannot breastfeed her every single night. So I went into options, or like there are many big brands. So most of these products contain sugar. Like newborns, they introduce sugar. These similar big brands have same thing in different market, like in Europe and Germany, I mean many countries with zero sugar. And these companies price this product at 600 to 1,000 rupees for 400 grams. What is your take on this? I please you to make a video on these products.
I've actually made 2 to 3 videos, if not more, on this baby food problem, and you're completely accurate. I was in Europe 15 days ago, and out there also they have so many no sugar options for the same exact product which they sell in India.
We don't have a single product with no sugar for baby food.
So I have spoken about this a lot. It has got a lot of media also. Like if you Google right now, baby food India, just do it right now if you want, and you'll see all articles are baby food in India has sugar, but not in Europe. And that's all the campaigns we've run which has led to this. I will say one thing, I'm not 100% sure, but one of the biggest baby food brands in India, if I'm not wrong, they released 3-4 months ago, they launched a no sugar option.
Maybe recently, I don't know.
Unless they were using a marketing gimmick and it was no refined sugar. I don't know about that, but from what I saw in the news and whatever, they had launched finally, after all the public outrage, they launched a no sugar option is what I have heard. I can speak to you privately also and tell you the exact product.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unless they were using a marketing gimmick and saying no refined sugar and actually it has sugar but jaggery or something.
So I think, yeah, we are time up on that. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge, I can't hear you all, make some noise. You can scream. Come on, make some noise. A food farmer in the house, Revant Himatsingka. Thank you so much. Firstly, so how was the vibe? How did you feel the vibe right now here at CMPL Expo 2025?
No, it's amazing. I'm loving that the questions are not very basic. They are more in-depth. Everyone's a very educated audience. Once again, as I said in the beginning, I feel like I'm talking to my people who understand the industry. Very excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Revant, you know, this session, in fact, was an eye-opener to everyone out here. I think we're all going to follow this. Label Padhega India. Yes or no? Yes or no? Thank you so much for that thought-provoking session.
And I'll just take one selfie with all of you guys.
Yes. Everyone.
Okay, do you all want to say Label Padhega India in 3,
Okay,
2, 1?
let's do this together. 1, 2, 3.
Label Padhega India. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. We have a small token of appreciation and gratitude on behalf of CMPL team requesting Hazel Menezes to please come on stage and do the honors. Can we have a thunderous applause, ladies and gentlemen? Give it up for him, please.